Hi Karen, thanks for getting in touch. I've had a look at this today. I think I know what where you're heading with this. Would be good to see some photos. I often spot things that clients haven't, so even at this stage it's worth sending me some photos. So let's talk about what we've got here. This version so first of all, let's talk about cutting components. You won't fit two standard bays. I'm just trying to find my measuring tool there. You're not going to fit two standard bays in 1205. The bay sizes are measured from centre to centre, and a standard bay size is 607 millimeters. So two bays, even centre to centre, is going to take you to 1214 millimeters, and then you need to add to that the width of the outside bit. So the bit that's off the centre to the left and off the centre to the right, that's going to add 25 mil. So you're now in the region of 1240, 1250 to comfortably get two bays into the space you've got. It won't work, it can't be done. So what's the way around it? What I've shown here is these uprights are spaced at, I think, 570 millimeters, and although this is just a bit of a quick hack job, so I've shown this part of the model is off center. You will be able to move this onto the vertical part so that the verticals and the supports will align. And if you do this, if you follow this design, you're going to have to cut the track. That's a given. Even the standard track size isn't going to fit into the 1205 width you've got. So you're going to have to take a hacksaw across that track. Very easy to do, don't be intimidated by that. There will be a way of bodging it by using two 600 tracks, but it's going to start to look like a bugger's muddle. So my advice is just start hacking this piece off. It's a cheap component. If you get it wrong, you can get another. It's not a big deal. It's very easy to do. And then all of this will work pretty much as shown. Now, the other component you're going to have to cut is this rail here. Now, there is a workaround for that. If you really don't want to cut that and just want to cut the top track, let me show you some variations that would work. Let me just bring that back into the frame, and I'm going to hide that one. So you don't necessarily have to, if you created single bays of hanging, you don't have to have them all at the same height. So it might be that you had a little shelf across there or there, but you can buy standard size rails now and you're not going to have to cut them. But it's not what I would do. Cutting the rails is very, very easy. It's a cheap component. Not sure I'd really give this further thought. So this is, I'm just going to quickly unwind what I've shown you there, and put that one back into view. Okay, so yes, we can do a straight through rail which needs cutting, and we can cut the track. All of these other components, very, very easy to do. There's one more thing I'd like to discuss about this assembly. Now, what I've shown here is a 300 spur. It's a standard click-in 300 spur with a closet rod holder on it, and I've shown two covers forced onto that bracket. Now that's an aesthetic detail, you don't need the covers. In fact, let me show you what that looks like when those are not seen. You end up seeing, you know, a bit more of the sort of mechanics of that component. Not particularly pretty, but it's a small detail. This is a sort of the idea of hiding or putting covers on there. That is a non-standard way of dealing with that, which I've sort of invented and tried myself. It's a bit of a job squeezing those on, but it can be done. So if you prefer that look, I'd encourage you to try. The other thing that I'm going to show you, basically just to tell you why it won't work, is let's have a quick look at this component. It's a 40 centimeter deep bracket. That's slightly misleading. So Elfa do make this component. It's a component that I use quite regularly. It's an integrated rail holder and bracket. Now if you don't want shelves, and I would suggest in purely a drying space you don't want shelves, they'll just waste space, something like this is worth considering. But the downside of this component is it's 2 centimeters. The standard rail position for Elfa, I think, is 28 centimeters from the back wall. So you're already slightly past your natural centre line for the space you've given me, which was, let me just check that depth there. I'm picking up the wrong line there. Yeah, you told me 56 centimeters deep. Now that is quite shallow for a wardrobe. So you're going to be slightly off the natural centre line with these components that I've suggested previously, and you're going to be even more off the natural centre line here. And clothes, I should have put some clothes in this model, I'll do that on a drawing. Your clothes are going to be sort of poking out here. The shoulders of your clothes aren't going to be contained in this 56 centimeters. I don't think there's a way around that. I mean, I think if you're putting things on hangers just to dry, and I'm assuming there are doors over this space. If there aren't doors, maybe it's not such a problem. Let me just, I'm going to just get rid of that. So if you don't have doors, that's a nice component and it's worth considering. So come back to me on that. And I'm just going to hide that and move on to something else. So the other justification for splitting the rail, you could split the rail at the top. It's a bit clunky looking, but splitting it at waist height makes a lot more sense because it gives you variety of hanging drops. That's something I often do. It's a tiny bit more flexibility. There's no real reason why you need a continuous through rail there. I think it's just something that people assume looks good. Let's look at another concept entirely. This is concept 2. Were you aware that Elfa made a laundry drying rack? They make them 600 wide, nominal width, or 900 wide. 2 600s will not fit in this space. The 900 will do, but it's got a similar problem in that I suspect it's going to protrude beyond your 56 centimeters. Display perspective. The laundry drying rack is a nice component. I sell quite a few of them, and let me just show you. It's a no, didn't do that right. Bear with me. It's a folding component, so it can be tucked away like that. Not really sure what advantage that is, because if you bought the thing, most people are just going to leave it up and use it as it is, but that's what it does. It's a good component. I've sold an awful lot of them, and people seem very pleased with them. It is sold as a laundry drying rack. I'm going to send you screen grabs, this video and 2D drawings and some rough prices for the stuff I've shown you, and get back to me, let me know what you think. Certainly on concept 1, very easy to play around. If this gives you ideas, ping them over to me. It's really easy for me to rework and redraw these things. This is what I'm set up to do, help people with designs. It's easy. Okay, thanks for getting in touch. Speak soon.